If you feel like you're capable of much more, but something keeps holding you back, you are not alone. Anthony Hopkins, the great actor, he often questioned whether he was good enough to have a career as an actor. Tom Hanks admitted that he sometimes felt like a fraud, and Lady Gaga battled internal voices telling her that she did not deserve any of her success either. These are some of the most successful people on earth, so if you feel like you're capable of achieving more but something is holding you back, you are far from alone. I think one of the most painful experiences is filling the gap between who you are and who you know you could become. The gap between the life that you're actually living and the one that you can almost touch in your mind. And this gap exists everywhere. In a 22-year-old trying to find direction in life, or an entrepreneur who has built successful businesses but maybe lost their spark and direction along the way. A parent who's given everything to everyone except themselves and forgotten their dreams and aspirations in the process. And maybe even you. Because deep down, people don't actually lack potential, they lack alignment. What's fascinating is that we look at celebrities and assume that they must have always had confidence and known where they were going to end up. But the truth is often quite the opposite. Tom Hanks once spoke about the fear of being found out as a fraud. Emma Watson worried that people would realize that she wasn't deserving of her success either, and even Meryl Streep questioned whether or not she should continue acting. I mean, think about that. Some of the most admired people in history still battling self-doubt internally, which reveals something powerful. Confidence is not what creates greatness. Movement creates confidence, and repetition creates belief. Most people think they need more motivation. They don't. Motivation is temporary. The real problem is that most people never build a system strong enough to help them support and create the future that they want. So they rely on emotions and they change daily. One day I'm getting my life back on track, the next day I'm back to day one. Back to old habits, back to the same internal frustration. And this is where people lose years of their lives, not all at once, but just quietly over time, through hesitation, through staying comfortable, overthinking, fear, delay. Because the longer someone lives beneath a level that they know they're capable of, the heavier that life begins to feel for them. The tension inside grows, and people eventually start believing that there's something wrong with them. And often there's nothing wrong with them, they just simply haven't learned to bridge the gap between having the knowledge and executing on that knowledge. The people who do transform their lives, they're not the most talented. They're the people who stop waiting to feel ready. They're people who fail over and over and just keep persisting regardless. Dwayne Johnson, Oprah Winfrey, Jim Carrey, they all faced failure and rejection for years before success arrived. The difference was they kept moving long enough for the momentum to compound, and that's what most people never realize. Your future is built through repeated action, nothing to do with emotions. And honestly, I think it's important for people to hear, because so many people are exhausted from constantly fighting themselves, knowing what to do, but not being able to do it consistently. They start, they stop, they restart, overthink, lose momentum, and then slowly over time they question themselves and they start doubting their own potential. And over time, this creates a very painful feeling, the feeling that there's more inside of you than the life you're currently living, that you're capable of more than what you're producing. But here's what you gotta understand. You don't build confidence by thinking about changing your life. You build confidence by proving to yourself repeatedly that you do follow through, that you can follow through. That's why the solution is not about becoming completely different and changing your world overnight. The solution is about rebuilding trust with yourself. One small kept promise at a time, one small task completed at a time, one disciplined decision at a time. Because identity is built through evidence, and evidence is created through action. Even small action, repeated consistently. So if you've been struggling with imposter syndrome or self-doubt, or feeling like you're capable of more than what you're currently producing, start small. Smaller than your ego actually wants you to start, because just building consistency makes a difference. That consistency compounds, and the person that you once wished you could become starts becoming the person you are. Over the coming months on this channel, I'm going to be creating more videos on discipline, mindset, confidence, emotional control, consistency, and identity transformation, teaching you different ways how to close the gap between where you are now and where you know you could be in your life. And soon I'll be announcing my upcoming dates for the Impossible to Inevitable 6-week challenge, where I'll be breaking down and helping you implement the systems and structures and strategies designed to help you stop drifting through life and start becoming the type of person who you know you're capable of becoming. If that sounds like something you want to be part of, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos and the announcement of the 6-week challenge date. And remember this one thing: the people that you admire most in this world, they weren't born fearless or with abundance of confidence. They learned to keep on moving despite uncertainty. So when this video ends, ask yourself, what is the one thing you can do right now that would create evidence of the person that you want to become? And then start doing that immediately. Your new life and identity is based on evidence. Go start creating it now.